Hello and welcome everybody to today's Age of Sigmar Battle Report. Luka here from MiniWarGaming.com, joined by Kevin, and we are bringing you something special today. It'll be a siege with a meat grinder take to it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, because I suspect it's going to be a long one.
We play and call it work. MiniWarGaming's Age of Sigmar Battle Report.
Welcome to Maggotkin, or the walls of Maggotkin, I should say. The assault has begun. The undead forces have been besieging for the appropriate amount of time, we'll say, and they decided to launch the assault upon the walls, and the defenders have rallied to said walls to hold back the forces for as long as they can until reinforcements arrive. Now, we have myself playing the Virkos Dynasty Soulblight Gravelords, the 4,000 point army of undead you see here, against Kevin and the Stormcast Eternals playing Hammers of Sigmar, and they will have reinforcements alleviating them in this game, but I don't want to give you too many more details than that. There will be help. My army is attempting to climb over the walls, break down the gatehouse, get through it, and take these objectives. The objectives are arbitrary. They're just to represent the forces buckling and wavering, and the undead forces clawing through, killing the inhabitants, getting in and around the city. And of course, this is just the main focus point of the battle. The walls obviously extend further past this point, and there are much more defenders and even more undead forces attacking from over there. But this is where the main general's attacking, and I wanted to show this part of the battlefield off over here. It's going to be 5 battle rounds for this game. There are the 3 objectives, and this is obviously not like a match play game or anything like that. We're going to be following like the core rules of the game and the match play rules essentially, but there's no like Galatian veterans, there's no battle tactics or grand strategy. The grand strategy is we both have a grand strategy, and that's the only way to score points. My grand strategy says if I hold 2 out of the 3 objectives at the end of 5 turns, I win. Kevin's grand strategy says if he holds 2 out of the 3 of the objectives or more at the end of the game, he wins. That is it. Simple as that. It will be a meat grinder style scenario, because as much as there's more undead forces to the sides flanking and assaulting, there's even more off the battlefield. So any of my units that are killed can join up again at the end of my following movement phases, but I have to roll for them when they're killed. So like a battle line unit will come back on a 2+, and a non-battle line unit will come back on a 4+. I just roll for it every turn, and like if it shows up, it shows up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I just like keep a tally of what's going to come back, and it's up to Kevin to just keep hammering the front of my guys down before they get to the walls. And every unit of infantry will be equipped with like a ladder. If you're familiar with Total War Warhammer, you'll know what I'm talking about. They'll be able to assault the walls. I have the ladders over to the left, and the walls are in sections. You can kind of see where the sections are, and I can only assault each section, and Kevin has a defending unit on each section, but he's allowed to have a hero joining a unit on a section. Other than that, though, I'm allowed to send up to 10 units. I just have to be in base contact with the wall at the start of the combat phase to declare as like an attacker, but then, you know, back and forth and all that. It's not like I'm defending the wall. I'm essentially running up to the wall, throwing my ladders up, and then if I'm in base contact with the wall, I can climb up the ladders, and then Kevin can defend and follow all the normal rules in that regard. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sections here, 5, 6, 7 sections. This will be a gate just to be broken, but there are some defenders up there, as you can see, and then there's the defenders back here to hold these objectives in case they are needed. Obviously, the things that can fly over the walls and assault back here. However, holding the objectives don't matter on a turn-to-turn basis. They only matter at the end of the game. Following all the normal rules for like what scoring, the most amount of models, monsters worth X amount, and all that stuff. And for the gates, the gate is going to have 12 wounds with a 3-up save, but only monsters can declare attacks against it. If I had like the Terrorgeist can't scream at it. It can scream at it, but it'll have no effect. Or we have a battering ram. It may be small, but it is effective. The battering ram also has the same profile, so 12 wounds, 3-up save, no damage mitigation or anything like that. It's going to be attempting to assault the walls. Now the battering ram has just a basic rule where it can only move if it moves the speed of whatever's pushing it, whatever's nearby it. And in this case, a scout, and it can't be like Varga. It has to be like an infantry kind of thing. At least try to make it look like it makes sense. And it's good. They're gonna be able to push that up to the wall. And if it's in the combat phase, if that's in base contact with the wall, it can also attack it. It just does D3 plus 3 mortal wounds when it hits the gate to try and get through 12. So like at the very least, if only the ram is hitting it, it's 3 turns of the ram hitting it to open it up. And I'm hopefully going to get a couple monsters maybe clawing it up a little bit beforehand. And if they can break it down before the ram does, then they can just abandon the ram and run through the wall and just try and pile through the wall as much as they can. And then the Stormcast defenders might like pile to the wall, but they can't like give up too much and not defend these down there. The rules for getting down is just during the movement phase, you just boop, go down. It's just a whole movement action just to get down and go into bend. Like generally end up, the objectives are placed in such a way that as long as you just leave the wall in your range of the objective as well, and the unit would be, you place it in base contact with the wall, and any remainder, you can only have 1 row of guys come down essentially at a time. So like the units of 5 can get down no problem, but the bigger units take essentially 2 turns to get out. It's not perfect. It's not gonna be a super balanced game, but it's kind of like quick little rules that Kevin and I came up with to play this game. We wanted to try something different, something unique, and we figured that you guys would appreciate this and have some good fun with it. The defensive towers here, we couldn't really come up with anything too unique for them, other than they would have been not too sure what purpose it would have had. They just look kind of cool, and I wanted to put them on the table. If you're curious about some of the terrain we have here, it is tabletop world is like all of this terrain here. It comes like the walls are all separate pieces that fit into each other. They slide into each other, but it's painted by Adam at Greenleaf Terrain. So like it doesn't come painted like this. You have to paint it yourself. And then the mat itself is from Game Mat as well. And then we just have various Games Workshop kits for the walls. We have some shrubs. We didn't want to put too much terrain out here. I was going to put like a whole market thing down out front, but I figured that was just going to get in the way of me moving all these models, and I already have a big enough headache deploying all of this stuff. I do this for you. I do this for you, the viewer at home. And then this was supposed to be like a guard, like whoever like works in these towers, they kind of like sleep out here, rest out here, and practice and all that stuff, just to put like a little bit of flavor in the corner there. Nothing like too impactful. The only thing that matter are that's my general, and that this is Kevin's general. The spells and everything that everything knows, I'll go over it when they go to cast it. I know what they have, but to save time explaining all of it, simply put I have 1 relic and 1 artifact on him. And then Kevin in his reinforcements has a character with a relic and an artifact that makes sense for that character. And then there's a relic and an artifact on it's the Sword of Heroes, you said?
Blade of Heroes, yep.
The Blade of Heroes on him.
General trait.
So his general trait, Staunch Defender as well. Again, they're playing Stormkeep, so they get more models on objectives as well. So that'll help them out quite a bit there too. And then the defensive mortal wounds in a way too. Nothing too fancy for his stuff. He'll be Pack Alpha, so he gets free command abilities he can send out to help out with the massive amount of units I have here, and just having the regular amount of command points throughout the game. And then he'll have his lance will be the Sang Siron, so it's extra attacks when he charges. Makes him a little more impactful if he decides to charge in, or maybe he wants to try and take out the gate. Now, like for him, it's as an example, only his monstrous aspects can hurt the gate, so like his lance can't hurt the gate, but the zombie dragon itself can claw at the gate there. That's pretty much it. The attacker will be going first in this scenario, and then there will be reinforcements showing up throughout the game. I was debating on like the ladders going up on the walls thing, like do I have to charge the wall or run out the wall? And I figured in the end it's the exact same. It doesn't really matter if I run or charge on the wall. As long as they're in base contact with the wall, they can start climbing up it. So with that, we're pretty much ready to go. It's going to be a regular game of Age of Sigmar, no other weird fancy rules other than having to implement some stuff for a battering ram and taking some rules from the Skaven book to figure out how that would work. It's pretty simple, I suppose. And then just trying to break down the gatehouse and push through and get up and over the wall. And hopefully 5 turns is enough to get back here with my undead army. It is a slower army, but we shall see how we'll be running everything. So good luck to both players here. It's gonna be a weird kind of game. We're more excited just to tell the story of it all. I know. Oh, there's more than the Stormcast Throne Defenders. We have the knight here, who's the general defending the wall here, but we do have an ally in the form of an elf and a dwarf over on the defending the far wall over there. So it's a Grimwrath Berserker, and this is the Exile model from the Cursed City box set, but it's just a fancy elven archer to help defend. As there are more than just Stormcast Eternals and humans in these cities, so this wall will have a couple of unique heroes to it. There's obviously humans and dwarves and elves, perhaps defending the other aspects of the walls. But for here, we have Stormcast Eternals and some allies. And I was going to add a general or a giant to my army, but I felt like I had to take out a big chunk of my army, and it felt like a lot would have been missing. Even though this might seem like, oh, Luka, you have 4,000 points, that's too much. Half this isn't going to do anything. It's just it's literally here for the look of going forward. I'm going to try and make it do something, but I know mechanically the game is balanced at 2,000 points for a reason, because it becomes too unwieldy, and certain things just can't make it into combat. But they're there for the looks and the cool factor of it all. Anyways, we might as well get to the game because it's going to be a long one. Yes. And I should say we're probably going to skip a lot of the mundane rolls. Like, I'm not going to show you every single run roll. What I'll probably do is, like, they're going to have to double for sure every turn just to get to the wall. Otherwise, everything else is going to meander its way to the wall there. And that's essentially it. And I should note that we will be using priority as usual in this game. I'll just be going first in the first battle round, but we'll use roll-offs to determine the other battle rounds. I will be the yellow, and Kevin will be the white dice for command points. I have to roll for the Vengorian Lord in the command phase to see if the Lord goes mad. It does not. It's got a rule that if I roll under or equal to the current battle round, it is overcome by madness. It can run and charge. However, it cannot issue commands. I realized I never really went over like what the models are and everything. Obviously, we have a corpse cart with non-unholy lodestone zombies, Vargeist. We have Fellbats, more Vargeist, zombie dragon, blood knights, 2 units of death rattle skeletons. We have a Vargskir, the Vengorian Lord, blood knights, our general, and then that's a Terrorgeist with 2 units of Graveguard, one with great weapons, one with shield and hand weapon. And then we have essentially like a second in command vampire out front with leading the Graveguard forces with a Necromancer behind. And more Fellbats over there. I guess I'll quickly go over the spells. We have Fading... This will be Overwhelming Dread. And no, this will be Fading Vigor. Yes, this will be Fading Vigor. Fading Vigor on that Necromancer. Vile Transference on the Vampire Lord. The Vengorian Lord's going to know Spirit Gale. The Vampire Lord over there will know Amaranthine Orb. And that'll be Decrepify on that Necromancer over there. To help against the Grimwrath Berserker. Essentially, it just makes them a little bit weaker if the spell goes off. No real magic defense for the defenders of the keep yet. Anyways, my command phase, not too much. We're going to cast Mystic Shield on the Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon. We get it. That's going to go on to himself, I guess. And that's pretty much it. No one else is going to cast spells yet. And we're going to go on to the movement phase, where I'm going to use Pack Alpha to act to double the skeletons out front. Everything else is going to run. We're going to show you what it looks like afterwards. And I want to note that I've deployed 24 inches away from the wall, which was out of the effective range of all the defenders. So we were kind of like marshaling our forces here. And then now we're moving forward to assault them. Well, I guess the ballista could have attacked them, but we marshaled our forces there, ended up here, now we assault. And we're going to show you where all of this ends up. You know what, heroic actions didn't matter in this first round. I had the leadership over there, but you would have done willpower, but I only cast one spell, and it was like too far away. Okay, well, on to turn 1 for the Stormcast. And everything is surged forward. Some notable mentions. Everything ran. This guy ran 6, they ran 1. That's why he's like outpaced them, and the Fellbats that were back here took up that empty spot. Necromancers keeping up with them. The Zombie Dragon ran 6, very impressive, and then they all ran rather well as well. Took the at the double. And everything else is kind of kept up pace. Pretty good run rolls all around, other than the zombies, but that's okay. And that's it for my turn. I have no shooting, no charging, nothing to do. My heroic action, there's no point in heroic actions on the first turn because I only cast Mystic Shield on my vampire. So we're going to go on to turn 1 for the Stormcast Eternals. Not a whole lot of movement for their side. They're going to mostly just volley and all that good stuff. Oh, we forgot to mention that the Holy Order for the Stormcast Eternals is naturally going to be the shoot twice one. Mm-hmm. If and when that decides to come up, it'll probably be now, but maybe it'll be later. And extra command points. I don't think it'll matter, but I'll try leadership on my vampire. I know it's a little out of order, but she'll have an extra command ability she can shoot out. The Knight Questor will attempt to get a command point. No. His leadership. All right, not great right now. Later.
They were quite scared about the army surging forward. Didn't really inspire the troops.
Explain how the movement's gonna work here. It's because they can like swap sections. They can like move their sections around, and the heroes can freely join other sections. They just can't have two heroes in the same section as another unit. Just to keep it kind of simple, so we don't have to do any weird measurements. And you can just go one section over per move phase. If I guess if you run, you can go two sections over if you really wanted to, but I don't see that being super necessary. And then these guys back here are just keeping a formation to guard the gatehouse. Kevin just wants to swap their positions to get the Vanguard Hunters better position.
And the Grimwrath Berserker is going to join in with the guys, just so he's not by his lonesome.
Boop. All right, they swapped. And for range purposes, each of these were kind of pseudo-playing like a garrison, but I want them to be a little bit harder for me to assault than what a normal garrison would be. That's kind of how we're at with it right now. So they're going to get bonuses to their save, and they're going to be a little bit harder to hit because they're defending the wall and all that good stuff. I guess technically before those two units move, we're going to use the Holy Order from the the Knight Questoris here onto these Judicators to fire in the hero phase. I can't remember. It's Unleash. It's not Unleash Hell, is it?
No, it's
called Thunderbolt Volley. They get to shoot in the hero phase. So we're going to resolve these Judicators firing into the Zombie Dragon. All right, so we got the green dice for the leader's bow, or the big bow, I should say. And then the rest of the shots, regular bows.
all right.
Hitting on 3s, I assume?
Yes, and then the 6s on the regular ones explode.
Ooh, nice. And then wounding on 3s. All right, what's the rend of this?
So these are -2/2, and the rest of them are no rent.
Okay. And for anyone who's curious, we're probably only going to show the die rolls for like the big targets. Shooting into like my little Gribbly guys and Blood Knights and all that, that won't matter. And the heroes and monsters, it will though. And I'm playing the Varks. The Varkster is not technically a monster, but I'm going to play him as if he's able to damage the gate wall as well. Because I wanted like monstrous infantry to be able to do it, but I didn't expect to actually have any monstrous infantry in my list. Prime gets an extra shot. We forgot about that. Hit.
And no wound.
All right. So these are going to be 6-up saves on the green dice. Otherwise, he'll do all-out defense. Yeah, he'll do all-out defense. So you got 5-ups on the green dice and 3-ups on the other dice. So we pass all of these, and then we fail these. That's 2 damage. So I add 1 more damage in here for the deathless minions if I have a hero nearby, which I don't believe I do. Sadly, there are no heroes that far forward, so he's getting lit up. Hypothetically, I would have ignored 1. With the Holy Order resolved, now we're actually onto the shooting phase. We're going to start with them again, into the big guy. See if we can't take him down right away. And the wound roll. These again. Okay, we got, okay, not as many.
No.
Technically, I kind of screwed up because I was like, I couldn't auto defense against the Holy Order, I don't think, but we'll see. Let me double check something. He would have taken an extra 3 damage. He's down to 7, and then this is what I'll auto defense against. Okay, there we go. So I just take 1 more damage here. He's at 6. All the same. Ha ha ha, joke's on me. I can't auto defense him. I don't have any heroes nearby. He does not order himself. So we are going to go ahead and...
With the 18 of your general.
Oh, am I? Nice, dope. Sick. He's safe then. I forgot the general's a little bit further back, but he's still in range. I'm going to go to the Vanguard next. They only have range on the Zombie Dragon to fire at.
Hitting on 4s.
Their Bolt Storm crossbows. Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
That's that wound. We got a single 4+ save on the armor. Oh, the armor protects the rotting scales. And the last Judicator unit on this side firing into it. Bring it down. And then wounding on 3s. Alright, not bad. That's the big one. We still have all-out defense active on him, so he'll have a 3-up save against this. Oh, he takes 1 more damage. He's at 5. Alright, we survived that wall's amount of attacks. Moving on to the other wall, the Vigilators, who are going to be issued an all-out attack order, are going to be firing into the skeletons, because they actually don't have range on the battering ram where it is right now. They have range on the couple skeletons there, so they're going to be volleying.
11 attacks, hitting on 2s.
Oh, not bad. Oh, hey, nice little hit. Wounding on 3s. Oh, 2 fails. Wound of -1 will give them a 6-up save, which they save 3 of them. They do have the Vengorian Lord right there, so they'll have a Deathless Minion here. And I don't know if I said it on camera earlier, but I feel like I said it off camera 5 times. There's no grave sites on this battlefield. It is all pure. We're trying to make it nasty. We're trying to make it his home now. We're going to ignore none of those. We're going to take 6. We're going to remove technically from the front, but these will just take up their position. So those 6 are going to go down. And they are... I got to put that guy there for coherency. That guy's dead. Pull those 6. Another targeted by Navigators of the Storm. Anything else that wants to fire at them will be +1 to hit. List is up next. +1 to hit at the rapid fire range.
2d6 shots. So 6 shots. Hitting on 3s because of the +1 to hit.
Okay.
And then wounding on 3s.
Oh, they completely changed how this works from what
Yes.
I'm used to. I'm used to the 4 shots that have hit as D6 hits. These Rend 2?
Rend 2.
No save, just 1 dead minion, so it's 2 die. So I'm going to take you and you. As much as I said we're not going to show these off, I've immediately lied to you. The other ballista will fire into those same skeletons pushing the ram. It's a consistent 2 more struck down. We'll lose you and you. I need at least 10 models to push this, so it's getting sus. Now the Elven Exile will fire. And clean shots. A mortal wound kills 1, and then 3 others are taken out by the arrows. So 1, 2, and 3. I should note I forgot a couple rerolls from the banner on the ward saves, but those won't really matter. And from the exile, we go to these Vigilators firing down at the bats. And the Grimwrath got eager and threw an axe in there with them as well, but he didn't actually connect any damage. However, 2 bats were killed by the Vigilators. Womp womp. And that will be it for shooting. No charge to do for the Stormcast side. I took a pretty big hit on the skeletons. We're going to use one of our command points for this battle round to inspire them so they don't run away. To enhance the magics holding them together. And we're going to try and reanimate some of them as well. Oh, and that means it's time for a priority roll for the second turn. I would love it. I would love to continue holding priority. I win ties. Ooh, that's rough. Aha!
Oh.
I will take priority. It wouldn't have mattered at all. Like, all that means here is that this gets a turn of bashing the gate down a little bit before it gets gunned down horribly. So we're going to go on to turn 2 for the Soulblight. Alright, so we have to do Invigorating Aura. I get to bring back D3 of the skeletons from the various heroes nearby, it being 1. So we get 1 skeleton back. We're up to 7 skeletons. I'm going to reanimate that skeleton who got shot down by some projectile. And that's that's called Deathly Invocation. The Invigorating Aura is the spell, I believe, which I'll be casting as well. But for heroic actions, I'm going to go leadership on that Vampiress over there again. We'll do, the Vangorian Lord, is he gone mad? Yeah, he's gone mad. That's cool. So we're not going to do leadership on him. We'll do leadership on our vampire over there. No, she doesn't get it this turn. Heroic Willpower?
Heroic Willpower
On
the elf.
On the elf, so she can unbind magic. All right, she should be within 30 inches of all my wizards at this point, or at least the wizards that would want to cast on them, which will be my general, most likely. Well, the Vangorian Lord onto magic is going to cast Mystic Shield on himself. He fails. And then the Vampire Lord is going to cast Invigorating Aura on the skeletons just to give them another turn of moving up, because I have to have at least 10 models to push the battering ram. So the way the spell works is I get +1 to cast it for every Death Wizard I have on the battlefield. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get +5 to cast. I rolled an 8. So you need a 9 to stop it. Oh, so close. That automatically brings 3 skeletons back, bringing them to 10. There we go. We're at to 10 again. As for other spells, I don't think... No point doing Von Hells over here. Nothing in range for Fading Vigor. Nothing for Decrepify or Von Hells over there. And then the Vamp... Spirit Gale. Let me check the range on Spirit Gale. And the Orb won't be in range either. Okay, so we don't need to cast any more spells. We can go right on to movement, where we're going to have to double the battering ram. Oh, you know what? First we're going to move the... Oh, he's pretty hurt. I guess what his movement is. Gonna run the zombie dragon into the wall. He just needs like a 1 to make it in. He moves 10 still. Whoa, into the gate. Into the gate. He lived. He moves 10 with that speed. We're going to double the skeleton crew. Yeah, from the pack alpha back there. All right, the undead hordes move forward again. The poor zombies are lagging behind. They rolled another 1 on their run, so keeping it to there. However, all of this moved forward, didn't run. The zombie lord, the zombie dragon lord, did run forward. We're probably going to charge the walls with some bar guys this turn to do as much damage as I can before they go down. The zombie dragon moved there. Didn't really run because mechanically it makes more sense to charge. That way I don't deny and unleash hell for Kevin and his forces if he wants to. And then everything over there ran forward as well. So they're going to be assaulting the walls next turn. In the middle of the Vargskir, the Vangorian Lord. The Vangorian Lord's able to charge as well because he's got fly, and he's able to run and charge because he was succumbed to his madness, though he can't issue any command abilities. The Blood Knights here are eager for some honor, and they want to be the first through the fray, so they're waiting for the zombie dragon and the skeletons to open the wall. The skeletons, unfortunately, are not in the wall right now, but it is what it is. We're on to the shooting phase, technically. I don't have any shooting attacks because everything ran, so we're going to go, well, anything that could shoot ran, so like the Terrorgeist ran. Didn't really care about shooting that, I suppose. Zombie Dragon ran. That Zombie Dragon technically has an attack, but it's Pestilential Breath, so I'm not going to... I guess he could do a... It's just kind of weird. It's like AOS a little abstract. As he like flies forward, he'll breathe some Pestilential Breath up there, and then he lands there, and then he starts assaulting the gate. So he'll do that. He technically didn't run because I need to charge the gate. All right, let's see if we can't breathe on the engineers operating the War Machine. Okay, we missed. So the Ballista is treated as a single model. I rolled a 1. Pestilential Breath has a rule. Before you go to shoot it, if you roll equal to or under the amount of models in the unit, it automatically hits. I fumbled my way to victory there. However, it does not wound because he's hurt. He doesn't have as much Pestilential Breath in his gullet as he once did at a more glorious time. And then that's it for shooting round of charges. So we're going to start over here and work our way over charges. We're going to try and charge with these Vargeist. I'm trying to get into this section of the wall. That's like a long charge. An 8? Ooh. Charging this section of the wall. They're not hitting the wall. They're like, imagine them flying into the battlefield. Now they're coming down to attack the defenders of the wall. We're going to have these declare a charge. An 8 as well, huh? And I can only charge a section with 1 unit is what I'm aiming at here. So, with that 8, unfortunately, I don't think they're going to get over there. I could use a reroll here, but I don't think I want to. So we're just going to charge this section. And we'll just have 1 unit not really make a charge. So that's these guys charging that section. They're charging that section. And then those 3, I'll roll the charge. That's a 5. They're not getting anywhere. The Fellbats! They could... You know what? Screw it. Never mind. The code double what? Dummies. I love it. Then we're going to... Nothing else is going to charge because it really can't. That all ran. The only other thing I have to charge with is that zombie dragon, who's technically going to charge the gatehouse. He does. You obviously want to unleash hell.
Yep, with the ballista up here.
Boom. Yeah. So as he flies in, you know, narratively, you got to imagine the abstract nature of it. He charged in. He breathes a pestilential breath. They duck under, and they hit the lever that launches the bolts as he charges in. So let's see if he lives. Good luck to my guy here.
I'll do the rapid fire profile. So
2d6.
2d6. 4 shot.
Hey, you know what? That means he's gonna live.
So -1 to hit. So he's gonna be hitting on 5s.
Couple hits or a hit.
1 wound.
6 up save on a dragon. A ward? No. Albeit a desperate bolt launch, it does bracket him 1 further. He has 1 less sword claw attack. Out of 4 wounds left. We are going to have the zombie dragon attack first. We're gonna go down a command point. We're gonna fight with these Vargeist first, I suppose, and we're gonna all-out attack them. As he catches up with them, he issues the all-out attack magically, I suppose, to them. And then Kevin is gonna opt to all-out defense. They're gonna keep their heads down as the bats fly in. So I get, because you're in a garrison, it's -1 to hit and +1 to your save, but now you're +2 to your save. I have Ren 1, so you just go back to your +1 save. So you should be at a 3 up, I think.
Yep.
And then I'll have my hitting on 3s because I get +1 to hit. They go into a frenzy as they charge in. Let's see if we get any connection. It's a good start. Every 6 is 2 hits. So we get everything hits. And 3s to wound. Oh, wow. Not bad. 9 wounds as well. These are 3 up saves because of the garrison and all-out defense. Only 2 damage. I kill 1. Your ward save because you're near an objective. Okay, only 1 damage. From the hammers of Sigmar, they get ward saves while defending near the objective. There's a wound on a model on that section there. Kevin's going to opt to fight with the Vanguard Hunters.
3s. And more 3s.
These are -1, so I make 1 save, and these are all 1 damage each.
Yep.
I got my general nearby. Ooh, that kills, I think, 1, and another one's down to 2.
I'm dying.
There we go. You'll take some hits. You'll be down to 2 wounds. And then one thing I forgot to mention is that at the end of the charge phase, the monsters rampage against the gate. I could stomp on a 2-up mechanically, but I think the one where you destroy terrain is a little more relevant here. And we're just going to have it do D3 mortal wounds, but it has to be on a 3-up, because that one's technically a little bit harder than stomping. It only matters if I roll a 2. I didn't. Alright, so the gate's going to suffer a mortal wound. It'll have 11 wounds left. Technically, yeah, we could stomp either up there or do the gate destruction down here. I'm going to opt for the gate destruction. That'd be something as an option, you know, not bad. 11 wounds left, though. So I'll fight with these Vargeists before they get cut up by the knight in the wall there. We're going to attack the defenders. These are 4s to hit. 6s are good. We have no 6s. And these are 3s to wound. And you pretty much ignore my rend, so you go back to your 4 up. And you fail 1. That's 2 damage, but you have a ward save on the wall. That does kill 1. Alright, 1 less defender, so it begins. Imagine being the first one to die on either side. The skeleton, easy to imagine, whatever. But to be a Stormcast, the first one to go down, that sucks. I technically, okay, Kevin points out I lost the Vargeists first. That's fair. That's fair. That one's a little more substantial. I always like, on a big epic battle, I always like to, especially when playing something like Lord of the Rings, you play like a big game, I always like to note the first guy that dies, and like, sucks for that guy. Imagine being hyped up for that battle for like weeks, and then you're the first one out.
Yes.
Oof. There's also Blaze of Glory.
6s.
Oh, okay.
1 mortal wound.
A mortal wound back to me. No. No as in, I fail and I take it. The knight's gonna strike back at the attacking Vargeist.
So I'm going to use my final command point to all attack. 5 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, -1/2, but hitting on 2s because I all attacked.
And what's the relic do here?
If I'm fighting a monster or a hero, I reroll all my hit rolls.
Okay.
These 6s are just straight mortal wounds.
Instead of their normal damage?
Instead of their normal damage. Then wounding on 3s. Okay.
Those are in 1, so 6s. I make 1 and they're 2 damage?
Yep.
So that's 6 damage in total from the mortal wounds, which I have a ward save against. I take 4, which means there's the Vargoyle with 1 wound left. The knight does a really good job of defending the wall. Then I'll go with the zombie dragon, attacking the gate. I mean, technically the zombie dragon could do all 11 wounds to it now, but not likely. Slashes at the gate with his sword-like claws. We have a couple of hits. 3s to hurt it, potentially. And do we get through its armor? We don't. Okay, now we have to do the snapping jaws. All right, the jaws. See if we can get a good grasp of it. Ooh, that's a damn good start. That's it. Oof. 4s to hit. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I guess maybe I'll just get lucky and take it out right away. 5 up saves.
5 up saves.
I probably just... I think he just gets a good grip and rips it right off the hinges. Because it just did 12 damage alone right there. Okay, well, I didn't expect the zombie dragon to roll like a god there. If he was fighting any other unit, that's 14 damage. He rips the portcullis from the attachments and just throws it to the side, and then turns around and just kicks the door open with his hind legs. You know what? That one comes off the wall. Look at that. Now the way is open. I didn't expect that to happen so quickly. Get the ram! Ditch the ram! Go through the hole! First to honor, first to glory. Let's go. All right. So that's oh, the elf can like sling down and attack the dragon kind of as that's happening there. She's not great at melee though.
Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. No rend. 1 damage.
1 damage. I have nope. I take a damage. He's got 3 wounds left. He's like barely hanging on, but you know what? He acted as a great missile there. All right. You know what? I forgot to charge the Thingorian Lord in. I'll count my eggs while I have them here because we got lucky and destroyed the gate. We're not going to worry about the Thingorian Lord charging. We'll worry about that next turn. That's it for my turn.
Judicators attacking back.
Oh, the Judicators. Yes, these guys. Yes, they get to fight back. I forgot about them.
Hitting on 3s.
Okay.
Wounding on 4s.
That's cool.
No rend.
5 ups and a ward. All right, so down to 3 wounds, and the gate's broken. My turn's done. We're on to turn 2 for the Stormcast. Just an update on the current command points. 1 for the Stormcast now, because it's a new turn, and 2 for me. Taking heroic leadership.
Yep, on the elf again.
On a 4-up. I'll try leadership as well. Oh, I got it. We're going to go our general, I guess. We'll attempt that. Or he'll take that. Nothing to really do in the command phase here, so we're going to have the Grimwrath Berserker descend the wall this turn, so that's his movement. He's abandoning the ramparts. So is the General. The Knight Questoris is leaving it as well to defend the ground level. We've repositioned the Liberators and the Vindictors. These ones are near the Staunch Defender, and then making it so that the Vindictors can fight over the Liberators when the Liberators get charged. And considering that, they're just going to reposition that they're all wholly within 6 of the objective, the mortal wounds when they're charged, because otherwise Staunch Defender does nothing at all. So he's just getting ready to get there for next time, for the other inevitable charges. and leaving the defenders of the walls to desperately defend the walls without his support. Just shooting, we're going to do the Vanguard Raptors against the one Vargeist. After all their shots, they got 1 wound on him. Let's do the save. -1. And oh, he lives with the ward save because of the general nearby. And then the next squad of Adjudicators trying to defend against those that assault them. They only take 2 wounds, whereas the Prime just completely fails to utilize his weapon properly. The Adjudicators over here are going to desperately attempt to assist their brethren against the Vargeist that are harrying them. And then these are, I guess we roll this one up, why not?
And using all out attack, my final command point. So hitting on 2s.
Ooh, look at that. And the Prime continues to fail us. He did stuff. They run 1 on the green dice, so I fail both of those. And I make that. So these 5 damage, and that's an extra 4. So these are all ward saves on them. And these Adjudicators did much better, let me tell you, because they kill 1, 2, and leave the Vargoyle on 1 wound. They just they were ready to dodge out of the way of the ones they're assaulting, but they didn't expect the flanking bolts to come tearing them to pieces. It's actually Rentro on the big gun, but I failed my saves all the same. Then we come over to the Vigilators. What are their targets?
They're going to try to finish off this zombie dragon.
Oh, are you going to put him down after his heroic deed?
Yes. 11 attacks. The green dice are not special here. They're just
dice.
They're just 3s to wound.
These are 5-ups. I make 1, and he's probably dead. After his heroic deed, he takes 4 wounds and is killed. So as desperately as they try to bring down the zombie dragon, he does eventually go down, but a few moments too late, which seems fitting, if I'm to be completely honest. The Vigilators firing into the Graveguard with great weapons. The Vigilators only managed to take out 1 Graveguard with that. Luckily, that does trigger the +1 to hit. That allows both the War Machines to line them up, and they're both going to combine their fire. Oh, and they line up well and just take out 7 of the Graveguard after everything is said and done. Who do I want to lose here? Probably not the banner in the back. And then the Elven Exile into that Lone Vargeist.
The Lone Vargeist.
Take out that threat.
Yes, hitting on 3.
Okay, good start.
3.
1 wound.
-1.
-1. And we fail. We got a hero nearby. Oh, we ward it. It's only 1 damage, which does mortal wounds on hit rolls. And then with that, we're on to the combat phase where you get to pick first. We have just 2 fights. Those Vargeist are barely holding on.
I'll go with the Vanguard Hunters.
The Vanguard Hunters in the middle.
3s.
Well, that's enough to probably take it out. I need 6 ward saves. Gone. With only 1 left, they're able to work together to take it out. This Vargoyle can do anything before it inevitably dies. 4 attacks on 4s, but every 6 is 2 hits because it's in a frenzy. 3s to wound at your normal save because you're garrisoned, which are 4-ups. Ooh, that's 4 damage, but you have your ward save because you're a Hammer of Sigmar. That's 4 damage. The Blazes of Glory on the 2 models, none. That leaves 3 defenders, 1 wounded. Vargoyle's pissed. Because the Prime knocked, this is the champion not getting. Oh, he's got the fancy bow. That's right, yeah. Oh, they'll miss. He lives to fight another day. That's it. I don't know if you can fail morale losing 2 dudes. I'm going to inspire the Graveguard because they lost a crap ton. All right, they can't fail morale. They can?
They can.
Oh, on a 6.
On a 6. They're good.
All right, and then, yeah, I'll inspire from the vampire behind the Graveguard to keep them going. So I want them fighting. I don't want them running away anymore right now. That's it. That's turn. We're on to the 3rd battle round of this game already. Our cruising through. It's about to slow down. It's about to come to a crawl now shortly. Priority roll. A 2. A beard. Would you like to take priority or hold off?
I think for narrative reasons, I'm going to hold off.
Oh, you're going to hold off. Understood.
Yes.
Okay, fair. So we're going to actually decide to go with priority for the Stormcast here because this is the turn the reinforcements are going to be showing up. Mm-hmm. And we were debating what would look cooler because it pretty much powers in Kevin's court here.
Yes.
And we decided that we want the reinforcements. The reinforcements were always showing up on the 3rd turn.
Yes.
So, but they show up on either edge, whichever one Kevin wants, more than 9 inches away from me. As like heavy cavalry reinforcements before I bust into the walls here. So it will be turn 3 for the Stormcast Eternals, and I will be going 2nd in the battle round. Turn 3, I'll get 3 command points, and Kevin will get 2. All right, now for Kevin's side here, the actions, our leadership, we got it off on the Exile up there, and I copied that and did the same thing with my Vampire down here. So shield, both of them are going to have an extra command point. And then nothing else to really do in your hero phase.
Nope.
So we're on a movement. We didn't move too much. We just got the Grimwrath Berserker and the Knight Questoris into a more defensive position to answer whatever monstrosities want to come through this wall here. And during the end of the movement phase in the third turn, the reinforcements arrive. A bright light from this direction. This is about an extra 2,000 points, about 1,900 points of Stormcast Eternals arriving. So if anyone's curious, mostly like more than 9 inches away from my army over there, but near a battlefield edge, choosing this one. So we have Vanguard Paladors, 2 units of 3. We have the Lord Arcanum on the Griff Charger. And then we have the
third unit of Vanguard.
Those ones are yours, though, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, those are your. I'm like, I don't remember those Paladors. Another unit of Paladors. We have the other Griff Charger character, whatever his name is.
Knight Aquilor.
The Knight Aquilor, yes, or Lord Aquilor.
Lord Aquilor.
He's a Lord. Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
And then we have the Dracoth Riders. We have the 2 Fulminators and the Desolators, or those are Fulminators.
I think these are Tempesters.
Tempesters,
with
and
the
then
bolts.
Fulminators have the Lances, and then we have a Stormstrike Chariot. That is time to shoot. Where are we starting?
We'll start with the back squad of spears. Only the Prime and this guy are within range of these ones. Prime gets an extra attack with the spear, so...
There's 2 spears.
Yes. Somehow. Don't think about it too hard. And...
No,
nothing.
All right, so a little lackluster arrival, but it's kind of cool they throw these heavenly spears in.
So next squad moving up, doing the same thing, but...
Are they all just going to go on the Blood Knights?
Yes.
You might as well just throw the other squad in there as well.
So the last squad I'm going to use his once per battle round free command point
I see.
to all attack these ones.
Oh, we'll do them afterwards then.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, they all hit!
And hooyah. One wound.
1 wound. It's a 4-up save on a Blood Knight, and we are going to fail that. How much damage? 2. 2 damage. Well, we have a ward save because we're near a hero. We take 1. 2 wounds left on a lagging Blood Knight. The front squad, they will get the all-out attack for free.
So hitting on 2s.
Okay, we got a hit out of it.
And then 3s.
Oh,
1.
One more. Same idea, Ren 1?
Yep.
Blood Knight armor. We're good.
And then they also have bolt storm pistols, but they're 12 inches, so they're the only ones in range. Yeah. So it's a +1. And then 4s. 2 -1.
4 ups. Ooh, 1 damage each.
Yep.
Ward. Oh, he take the Blood Knight down. All right, down goes that Blood Knight. We're gonna have the elf try and free up the Judicators by putting down that Vargoyle.
Yeah. 1 hit.
1 hit, no 6s.
1 wound.
Maybe all you need though. Ren 1. We fail. Ward. Fail. Down goes the Vargoyle. Shot out of the sky mid-fight. We're gonna move on to the Judicators over here, launching a volley into those Vargeist. They skewer 1 completely. We're on to the Vanguard Hunters, combining their firepower into the Vargeist, hiding a little bit of damage. 2 wounds. Then we have the Judicators next, trying to finish them off. Yep. The Prime shows up on that one and absolutely destroys this one, and delivers a 3rd shot, which wounds the Vargeist, or Vargoyle. To the other side of the wall over here, we have the Vigilators into the Graveyard. At this range, they take out 6 easily. And that means there's +1 to hit on this unit now for the rest of the Stormcast forces and their allies. And 2 more. Ballista will attempt to take out the rest of them. Full short, and only 2 are struck down. Then another Ballista. And with that force, they're all annihilated. It was 12 hits on the 2d6. 12 shots. Ooh.
These guys shooting into here.
Vigilators firing into the skeletons in the middle to try and clear the way. That's going to finish off these 3. But the coherence is kind of a problem. So 1... Oh, gross. I was going to pull these 3. It messes up the coherency a little bit. This guy's going to die in the battle shock phase. Let's get rid of that now. After that, we have some charges. We're going to try some charges with the reinforcements back here.
Yes, I think I'm only going to do these guys into here.
All right. Best of luck to them.
Boom. No.
No.
I will not use my command point to reroll.
Do you want to try the Lord Arcanum or no?
No.
Keep it back there.
Keep him back.
There's no morale in the last 3 of the skeletons there. Technically, the 4th one runs away afterwards. And we're on to my turn 3. All right, the Graveguard that were a major threat on that side got hammered down, but we have 1 more squad over there, luckily. Not the great weapons, but that is the Meatgrinder scenario. Anything that I have that dies has a chance of coming back at the end of my movement phase in this turn. All right, bottom of 3, we got to get away from those reinforcements. Do leadership on my Vampiress. She fails.
I'm going to do the Heroic Roar Power on the Elf again.
And then I'm going to go right on to Magics. Oh, I gotta heal D3 skeletons. One skeleton comes back. The one who crumbles, he uncrumbled. We are going to put him right here. That's legal. There we go. And then spells. We're gonna cast Mystic Shield on our Vampire Lord, on himself. We got it with an 8. Let's see if Buddy goes insane before any of this resolves. Buddy is not insane. He can cast orders and he can cast spells. Well, he can always cast spells. He's gonna cast Mystic Shield on himself. And then we are going to have the Vengorian Lord, who has Spirit Gale. Interesting. Who do I want to target with that? He'll just cast Spirit Gale. He got it with a 7. I'm gonna try and deny this.
From the elf?
No. So we're gonna get Spirit Gale off. We're gonna hit the Vigilators with it, I guess. It's not really super important. Bravery 7. They're gonna take no damage. Onto the Vampire. She has no targets for Amaranthian Orb, so she's gonna cast a Bolt. She has an Arcane Bolt stored up. And then onto the Necromancer over here. He's not gonna cast anything, just to point that out for anyone who's curious. And then we have the Necromancer over there behind the building. He's gonna cast Von Hell's Dance Macabre. On attempting to make the Graveguard go big. If you got it, might as well try and stop it. Last real spell I'm casting. Lord Arcanum. Ah, you do. Very good. They don't fight twice. Now for actual movement, we're well aware of the reinforcements arriving, so the Vampire Lord is going to issue orders to the other undead forces assaulting the walls that aren't necessarily important there to start supporting this side of the battlefield, and that's going to be my my meat grinder units coming in. But I have to randomly roll for what side they show up. On a 1, 2, 3 it's this side, on a 4, 5, 6 it's that side, wholly within 6 of the board edge. Kind of like what Kevin had to do over here, and more than 9 away from enemies as well. But it can't go past like the wall, obviously. They'd have to be on this side of the wall. That's to represent random forces from both parts of the battlefield coming to support this part of the fight. And we're on to, that'll be at the end of the movement phase though, and that's only things that have been destroyed. So we're gonna go on to the rest of our movement, where I think I'm gonna start with the Terrorgeist. He's gonna be aggressive, he's gonna fly. He moves 14, he's gonna fly over the ramparts. With that 14-inch move, he's gonna fly right on over. Flap, flap, flap. Clear this. I guess this bat's gonna do the same thing. Technically, why not? Let's go, just get the bat over here. And then we move the Graveguard forward, the Necromancer forward, and so does the Vampiress. Over to this side of the battlefield, I'm gonna show you where all of these things end up. The Vampire Lord's gonna charge the defenders of the wall, I think. And everything else is moved, even though it's a cluttered mess. It's a small gate to get all these things through. We're gonna try our damn best. And we're gonna have the skeletons reform to face the oncoming reinforcements. And now we're at the end of the movement phase. I've lost the Zombie Dragon, 2 Vargheist, and a Graveguard. So we're gonna roll for them to see if they show up. The Zombie Dragon, no. Graveguard, no. And the Vargheist, they're both the same. No reinforcements. Maybe I'll get a double turn and another chance to pull that off. I was kind of hoping on that to have a few extra. Obviously, he's not very good at ordering his army. So we're gonna go ahead and proceed to shooting. We are gonna start with the Zombie Dragon breathing on the Judicators up here with his Pestilential Breath. We don't automatically hit them. Now we have to roll to see if we hit. We do. It's a 3 and a 2. It wounds at minus, I think, 4. Scrap that. You're defensible terrain. I would have needed a 4 to hit. Sorry, everybody. That is a miss, and it's only run 3. And then the other thing to fire is the Terrorgeist. Oh, it's a tough question what I want him to attack. All depends on what the leadership of the Grimwrath Berserker is compared to... I know everything else is about 7 or 8. Let's invoke a Death Screech against the Vigilators up there. They are Bravery 7. I roll a d6 and add 6. And they take 3 mortal wounds. They're near an objective, so they have 6 up board. Alright, 1.5 die. No. Archers. And that's all we've got. We're on to charging. So we're going to go with the... Unfortunately, I don't think I can make that charge there, so we're going to probably just charge backwards. We're going to declare a charge with the Terrorgeist. So it flies over, kind of screeches there, but doesn't want to really commit to landing here. It's just going to land on the back of the rampart, attack, and harass. So we'll do just that. Attacking the middle section here. And then we're going to have the Vampire declare a charge. Would you like to unleash hell?
No, thank you.
All right, the Vampire's going to charge. She's going to make it, and she's going to be daring and climb up on her own. Would you like to unleash hell?
No, thank you.
She comes equipped with her own ladder. And then the Graveguard are going to declare a charge against the middle bracket. They make it with a 7. All right, the Graveguard are climbing up, assaulting there. And then we have the Necromancer charge. The Abandoned Rampart. Good enough. I'm just going to put them up there. but we'll put a ladder there to represent that big chunky ladder he had. This one we found I can't do anything with it really. Yeah, so it's just that's the necromancer's ladder. He carried that in the battle and cast spells.
My Stormcast are so confused. Like, where are these ladders coming from? How does she have such a big one? Why do they have such a small one?
Why is it so small compared to that? Look how big that is. Why is it so poorly built? And next question, why does she even need a ladder? She's got fly. Who knows? That's a good question. You know what? I'm probably... the ladder looks cool, though. But okay. The ladder's there for other people to use, but she would have fly. Totally need it up there. Then over to here, we're going to have the... they don't need to charge. They have a 6-inch pylon rule where they can get in combat, so they just ran up to that position there. The zombie dragon's going to declare charge. He's going to go for the middle section.
Boop. No Overwatch. Sorry, no... Unleash.
No Unleash in Hell.
No.
And we're going to have the... Vargeist is like pretty badly hurt. He's going to charge, though, all the same, into this section.
That I will, Michelle.
No. Fine. With Adjudicators.
4s. Okay.
Not bad.
And 3s.
There's one wound. Hey, we did get damage. No, we do. Flies in barely hanging on, but he's ready to harass them a little bit. That will be it for charges on the outside. We're going to declare a charge with the Vengorian Lord now. He's got fly, doesn't need to really worry about fitting through the gap. 8 inches. He's going to take to the skies and assault the top of the gatehouse. He's going to deal with this tricksy elf who's been dancing all over the battlefield, issuing orders and trying to dispel magic. Blood Knights, your turn. Get a big roll. That's a command point. Forward to victory, lads! From the pack alpha, so it doesn't cost me a command point. 6? Probably still fail. Unfortunately, falling short, unwilling to commit to the battle. Lads, I thought you desired honor. I'm going to try the Varg's gear. If I roll like a 12, he's in, but not really. Then I'll try the Blood Knights behind. I'll roll and then look afterwards. That's a 5. That's a fail. None of them are eager to get into the battle, it would seem. So, that's not great. We're going to go on to fighting. We are at the start of the combat phase. I'm going to remember that this Vampiress has charged up an arcane bolt. She's going to shoot it at them. As she like flies up the ladder, she's kind of got it in her palm and just like throws it at them before she goes into the charge. In 2 mortal wounds to them. They have 6s to ignore it. Wherever you want. It all works. And then they get the Blaze of Glory. Boom. Oh, I guess the one model does. I think they get 1 more die there. Yeah. So 1 mortal wound to my vampire. She takes it. And then I'll have 4 wounds left on the vampire as she get hit by that Blaze of Glory. Okay, it's a good question on where to attack first, though. It's kind of cool. I'm like, at this point, I siege the walls. I got things on the walls. I want to break through the walls and get on the other side. And I'm okay to lose now. Cool things have happened. But let's see if we can't send her home. I'm going to attack with this Vargeist first to see if we can do some damage. Ooh, but I got to do my monstrous rampages first. I'm going to roar at these hunters on a 3+. So no command abilities on them. Vengorian Lord's going to stomp on the elf, or he's going to try and stomp on the elf. Oh no, she's too agile.
And you can do the break the terrain, and that'll be represented as mortal wounds.
I guess it could. That's a cool little idea. You know what? Let's see if I get a 3-up. Okay, now I got to think. Like I was thinking about doing mortal wounds, or I could make it so it's not defensible. Like it loses defensible traits. Like it's not the +1 to the save, or so, it might be too hard to track.
I'm fine with. We can just mark it as just. Yeah,
interesting.
We'll have it lose defensible.
Okay. Just a little smoke marker. I know it's a little idea on the fly, but it's typically what you want to do for narrative games. So it's still garrisonable, but it's not. You don't get to. You can't use it to your advantage as well. And we'll use that smoke there to represent that. And okay. And then we're going to go on to actual fighting, where I am going to start with the Vargoyle over here, the champion of the Vargeist unit, into the Adjudicators. No fanciness there, so 3s to hit. No, they all hit. Sorry, it's 4s to hit because you're defensible. I wound once with back to your 4-up save. Oh, you're good. Woo. Going to try and slay the Vampiress as she charges in. Well, you're going to fight back. Do they have any rend on their attacks?
I believe so.
I think she's going to try an all-out defense on herself. To hold, as she ascends the assault here.
Hitting on 3s.
All right.
Pretty good. And then wounding on 3s.
And once she goes back to a 3-up. It didn't matter. How much damage?
1.
Ward. And then we're going to move on to... I don't know what I want to fight next. I suppose the rest don't really matter all that much. I've attacked with the ones that I care about. You know what? Let's see what the Vengorian Lord can take out that... No, I'd rather go with the guys who can't heal after they kill things. So we'll go with the Graveguard attacking the Vigilators over there. The Graveguard ascending the ladder. We just kind of like made an arbitrary rule earlier that I can send up to like 10 dudes to attack at a time. to make it a little bit more sense. I was thinking 5, and then 5 felt like it wouldn't do anything with any of my infantry units. But then I was afraid the graveyard at 10 might be too much, but whatever. So they're going to go in, and oh, she should not have all out defense. She could have given them an extra attack. You dummy, you got too scared. That's okay. Well, we're going to put the 10 attacks into them. I forgot she has Crimson Feast. So they're hitting on 4s because defensible. This is their, the 10 of them attacking. Oh no, it should be 21 attacks. That's okay, I'll do 10 more after this. And 3s to wounds, so that's so far 2 mortal wounds and 3 saves. They have 2 attacks each. Could have had 3. And then these are only on 3s. So, okay, a 3rd mortal wound and 3, so 6 saves and 3 mortal wounds. The saves are your base save, because I only have run 1. You all defense, so +1 to your save. Hot joke's on you didn't roll a 3. No. So that's 7 damage on them. They have a ward save because they're near an objective.
No.
3 get cut down and 1's wounded. Not bad.
Explosion.
They get 9 Blaze of Glories because they're Thunderstrike. I take a pair of mortal wounds. And I take nothing. Look at that. Glorious. All right, you, non-champion, have 1 wound left, which is over there. And then your pick. Moving to this part of the wall, the Vanguard Hunters are going to attack the Zombie Dragon.
3s. No.
All right.
3s. All right.
1 rend, so I go back to my 3-up save because I have Mystic Shield. Ward. I take 2. It'll be 12 wounds remaining. We're gonna go to this monstrosity from the darkest jungles near my lands as Terrorgeist is going to attack into the War Machine crew. I am going to use the Gaping Maw attacks first. All right, you take 6 mortal wounds. Look at that. I think they have a couple wounds left, and then that's a save at Rend 2. Oh, let me double check to see if I rolled a 4. I missed. Never mind. I forgot I broke that aspect of it. So you have a -2 to your save.
6 up. Yes.
Look at that. Then I have my Sword-like Claws kind of attack. 3 misses, and then 2 more at Rend 1.
5s.
Oh,
look at that.
My goodness. Okay, well you take 6 mortal wounds.
6 up.
And they're hammered, so they take 5 damage because the hammer's the Sigmar. So that'll be 4 wounds left on that. Oh my. And then the elf is going to try to defend herself against the Vengorian Lord.
4s and 4s. I know earlier I did 3s and 3s. I misread the data sheet.
That's okay, I forgive you. 2 hits. Ooh, a wound. 3 up. We're good. Because the Vengorian, at this point it doesn't really matter who we attack with. The Vengorian Lord is going to strike back. Nightmare Saber has 4 attacks at -1 to hit. You dodge out of the way using the terrain. 3 attacks with its gore-drenched talon trying to impale the elf. Oh, 2 hits. And 1 wound. Rend 1, back to your normal save.
I actually get 2 to my save because of cover.
So +1 to your save then.
So 4 up.
Ah, nice.
Perfect.
It's only against missile attacks, so you utilize terrain a little bit better in that regard. So she does fail?
Yes.
Oh, she gets impaled for 5 damage. She is unfortunately dead and her body thrown to the forces down below. Boop. All right, excellent. Good job, buddy. We got the elf. We got the elf. We got the elf. We have a dwarf and Stormcast to kill yet still. My Vargoyle will defend itself against the Judicators.
3s. 4s.
2 of them. Oh
of
boy.
them.
With Rend?
No.
So I make 1, fail 1. That's my ward save. He is dead. They defend the wall aptly. Let's go with my Zombie Lord fighting into the Vanguard Hunters. So we're the Vampire Lord. He's got the Magical Lance, which will have D3 +3 attacks because he charged. So 4 attacks. But also all out attacks. So 3s to hit and 3s to wound. All at Rend 1. So you have your defensible. So you're back to your regular corpse. Ooh, that is remember, that was Rend 2 because he charged, and that's 12 damage on the lance because he charged.
6 ups. They're gone.
Oh, it Blaze of Glory. There's 8 of them. Sorry, 8 wounds worth of them. So 8 dice. 1 more. And I suffer no mortal wounds as they go back to the heavens. They failed to defend this wall. They were the ones who suffered the first death, and I think it's the first full unit I've killed.
Yes.
Nice. From the Zombie Dragon, we go to this side of the wall. The Engineers and are going to try and defend their War Machine against the Terrorgeist, who's trying to tear it to pieces.
4 attacks, hitting on 3s.
Oh, nice. Good start.
Wounding on 3s.
Not bad follow-up.
And -1.
-1. Make neither. And I have a hero nearby. I take 2. 12 wounds left. All right, 12 wounds left. That means my Vampire is going to try and take out some of the Vigilators. Got 4 attacks with her Magical Blades. Hitting on 4s because of the defensible, but that didn't really matter, I suppose. We wound twice with a rend of 1, but you ignore that in the cover there.
4-ups.
Ooh,
Fail 1.
Fails 1. And she's going to cut down... Ooh, 2 of them. She does D3 damage. Oh, the Fill in the Pains. Oh, she does kill 2. Nice. And then Blaze of Glory. 4 dice against her. Oh, maybe more. The Vigilators. 6 dice.
6 dice.
Please don't die to Blaze of Glory. Nice. There's just the Prime left. So she jumps up there. And then I'm just going to put her up there as room now for them both to fight. She's... that's pretty cool. Impressive. She took the wall on her own. I take back what I said. She hasn't taken the wall yet. She still has to defend.
Yeah, he was going to read that to you, like.
It says here you're breaking the law. And we have these 2 Vigilators to defend the wall against the Graveguard.
3s and 3s.
Graveguard have shields, so they go to a 5-up. Shield mattered. And then the ward. 3 die. Boop, 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 boop. Now I could technically go with the zombies. They're eligible to pile in and fight here, but the zombie dragon has made way for a unit to get up and over there. I think I'm just going to have these guys pile in and fight anyways. But I was going to have like an arbitrary rule that is kind of thought up that if they use a weird cheeky way to get into combat, then only like half of them get to go up, so only 5 are going to go up. A little ladder. The zombies have worked their way up there. I just kind of came up with a random idea. If you have a reinforced unit, maybe they get 2 ladders, then they can attack with 10 guys. Not that I'm going to do it in this case, but like brainstorming. And if anyone like wants to recreate this, kind of like learn with me here, where like a non-reinforced unit could just send 500 friends up, but a reinforced unit could send 10. A double reinforced could send 15, and then things like that. These have triple ladders. That's kind of cool. Makes them a little more effective when they hit the wall. Puts a bigger bullseye on them, though, when they approach the wall. My 5 zombies attacking because I feel like they cheated their way into combat, so I'm just going to go ahead and punish myself a little bit here. They only have 1 attack each. They hit on 5s, and they wound on... Or they actually hit on 6s, but 6s are mortal wounds. So they don't hit. They slowly climb up the ladder, and you just knock them off. Like, only, like, literally one pokes his head up. You're like, boop, cut his head off. It's an ongoing threat forever.
My sword's back at you. And... yeah.
It's 4?
Yeah, they're wounding on 4s.
4 dead.
Oh, no. 2.
Is there rend? Oh,
there's no rend, and they're only wounding on 4s.
Oh, we're near a corpse cart. We get +1 to our save. We don't make it. We don't ward it. Turns out it's pretty effective. You cut off 2 ladders, 2 dead heads. There you go. I think we resolved everything. So at the end of the combat phase, I have a couple things. The 2 vampires to trigger the hunger. Whenever they kill something, they heal. So he's going to heal. Okay, I got to keep the die there. You only healed 1 wound. Up to 13. The vampire fighting on the wall heals. Back to full. Well, vampires are cool. We have some leaderships to do. So they lost 3, and they're down by a leadership. Oh, they're fine.
They're good.
They lost 4.
Yep.
7?
7, they're good.
They're good.
Are we considering them in range of these guys?
It depends. That's a tough one because we're playing really abstract rules here. So it has to be 6 inches. And I could have I'm not gonna 6 inches.
So your guys would be up here fighting, right?
Yeah. Is that 2 walls over 6? We're saying one move is like 1 section over. So we'll say no. We'll say no.
Okay.
We'll say 1 section is 6 inches. So if they're like over here, sure. That doesn't do anything like that. That's dead. You lost none there, and they didn't lose any models, so we should be okay. All right, we're on to the 4th battle round of this game. So there's only this turn and next turn, and that's it. So you have to desperately get them in here. If I get a double turn, the reinforcements might not matter that much as I push further into the wall here. Let's see what we get. I got a 4. You win.
Yes!
Yes. All right, so you keep priority, I assume.
Oh, absolutely.
And we're going to go into turn 4 for you. 2 for the Stormcast, 3 for me on command points. Going to try leadership on the Grimwrath. Yes. I am going to attempt to heroic recover my vampire, I think, because I don't really need the command. No, we're going to go our vampire lord on the wall. We'll do leadership, and she failed. We actually have spells on the wizard there up front.
Mystic Shield.
Mystic Shield, you got it? I'm not going to bother stopping it.
And then he has the Arcane Tome, so he's a double caster. He will do, and then Azurite Halo.
Failed.
Failed, but he's a Master of Magic, so he gets a reroll. I believe that's...
It works. That's a 5. They get both spells. I'm not going to bother. If I have a guy in range. Oh, okay, now I got to check. The Necromancer on that far rampart is able to unbind that magic. Okay, not bad. So we've done the hero phase. We jumped ahead to movement to save some time here because we're kind of running out of time today. We got to speed this up a little bit. My last turn took a while, so I apologize. So repositioned some of the Liberators and the Grimwrath Berserker. These ones are defending the wall. The Vigilators or Vindictors staying behind them. Our Night Quest Doris is going to be a hero to deal with the Fellbats. Then you might realize we have a couple of characters over here. They have a rule called Ride the Winds Etheric, where they when they go to move, they instead jump anywhere they want on the battlefield, more than 9 away from the enemy. So they arrived as reinforcements with the Dracoth riders to guide them there. But once they got to the battlefield, they gave the orders to the Dracoth riders, and they seen how desperately they needed to defend the inside of the wall, so they teleported over here.
Yeah, there's a big storm up ahead. That's why they can't come down from lightning. And but once they're here, there's like a nice little breeze going from this side to this side.
No, they do it all the time. They've done this song and dance before.
Yes.
These Vindictors are going up to flank the Terrorgeist with the help of the Liberators, and the conflicts on the walls continue. And then for the reinforcements over here, they've moved towards my skeleton brick that I've set up to hold the line. However, they all stayed more than 9 away, so I couldn't redeploy backwards and reform. So it's going to be long charges, but at least there's possibilities instead of me rolling like had I redeployed. Well, 1, but it could have been more. Shooting, none of this is probably going to shoot at the skeletons because obviously I'll be pulling away from this side, so we want them to stay where they are. However, we have some spears I can throw past them, I assume.
So more spears in these guys' backs.
As they gallop forward, they hurl 6 spears and absolutely skewer this Blood Knight in the back and wound another one, leaving the banner and the Castellan with that one wound left on that guy. Both squads, though. Over at that squad, there's a Palador unit in the back of the graveyard.
Going into graveyard, yep.
Give you a better view. They hurl their spears and fire their Boltstorm crossbows, and they skewer about 5 with the spears, and 2 get shot down by the Boltstorm crossbows, so 7 ultimately get destroyed. That's 6. There's 7. Come on now. Realizing the Vigilators probably should have shot first. I assume they're next now.
Yep.
The 2 Vigilators are able to coordinate and take one more out together. Moving on to this Vigilator in mortal combat against the Vampire. He tries to loose a shot with the bow, and the Vampire easily dodges out of the way. Now the War Machine crew are able to operate it to a very minor degree against the Terrorgeist. The shot that cleaves right through the armor, you take 4 damage down to 8 remaining wounds. This War Machine is free to fire. We're going to try and deal with the Vampire on the wall. A single shot.
Hits.
Gross.
Might wound.
We are in terrain ourselves. We fail that save all the same. D6 damage.
What did I hit on?
A 6. You had a 6 to hit, I think. Yeah.
Okay. D6 damage. 5.
Oh, she's got to live. Oh, she gets killed here. Oh!
Yes!
Damn, no problem. So she gets a little ambitious. She flies up to do the finishing blow, and they quickly turn around and just shoot her out of the sky, and she goes flying off the battlefield, off the wall. Lord Aquilar shows up here and fires his Boltstorm crossbow. Boltstorm crossbow, I think? Yeah.
Yep.
3 damage, down to 5 on the Terrorgeist. And we're going to bring it over to here. These Judicators firing into the zombies. Not overly effective. Only 3 get cut down. There's almost too many of them to deal with. They're panicking. The other Judicators are going to fire shots down at the Blood Knights. So the Lord notices the Judicators lining up the Blood Knights, and he orders them to raise their shields. Unfortunately, it doesn't work, and 1 still dies. It was an all-out defense with Pack Alpha. Sorry. That's it for shooting. We're on to charging. A lot of charging over here resolved. Starting here, we're going to work our way over.
Yeah. No.
Would you like to do any forward to victories?
I don't have a hero over here, and he can't order.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The chariot can't do that.
This guy. No.
That's probably a unit worth doing because they're so slow. If they make that charge, they're in the game. Oh! Woo! Big move. These poor skeletons. All right, the massive unit of 4 makes it in. And then the Paladors. First one. Yes.
Nice.
And the last one. Oh, I thought that was going to be a 6. Unstoppable. And then the other Paladors charging into the back of the Graveguard. 8.
Looks good.
Nice, they're in it. Trying to cut off the Graveguard reinforcements who are climbing up the ladder. They're going to declare... They don't have to roll it. They're going to engage the Vangorian Lord. Then the Grimwrath Berserker.
He's in.
Oh, goodness.
Liberators. They're in.
Yeah, we'll move them in. The Vindicators are going to go in. Answer
Nope.
this Terrorgeist. Oh, no.
Nope.
Ha, fair. Send them in. Then the Night Quest door is trying to take out bats. Bats.
11.
Okay. Not bad. Eager. Is that it for charges?
I believe that's it.
Okay. My monsters rampages. We're going to go ahead and do a stomp on these guys. And we're going to deal 3 mortal wounds.
6 ups.
6 ups.
Okay, down to
We're
6.
near the objective here. 6 wounds left on them. And then the Terrorgeist is going to roar at the Grimwrath Berserker. Didn't matter. Okay. I suppose this guy is going to try and break that on a 3-up. All right. There, he destroys the rampart in anger. Roar. There we go. We're going to use his heroic leadership, all-out attack into the Terrorgeist. This is what I was afraid of.
Hitting on 2s.
Can he take out this giant monster? Oh, it helps so far.
Yes. Wounding on 3s.
Oh, nothing over there to really order the Terrorgeist, so I think these are just saves. Yeah, we're going to all-out defense from the Necromancer here in a desperate attempt to keep it alive. 5 ups. Didn't matter. That's 4 damage. Always got 2 wounds remaining. The Graveyard want to go and try and beat up this garrison and jump up there, but they're still going to get attacked by these guys. But it'd be great to have that unit up there. Unfortunately for the Graveyard, they are fighting the Griff Chargers, the Paladors. So mechanically, the best way to do this that makes sense is I'll keep 4 on the ground fighting, and then 5 will commit to fighting up top. So kind of like do a half split that I commit in my favor, I suppose, somewhat. So we're going to have the half on the ground fighting without the Seneschal on 3s. And these ones are going to be all out attacked. It doesn't matter here. I forgot to order that. They're going to order themselves that. So that'll be down to 1 command point now after that. These are 3s to wound. They have Paladors. That's 2 mortal wounds and 6 saves on the Paladors.
4 ups.
With a rend of 1.
Okay.
Do they have 3 of them? 5 up? So that's 5 damage. 1 dies. But it can explode against me. If you choose like that one there or something.
Yeah.
Boom. That was within an inch. Maybe mortals. It does a single mortal, which I will die, but after I attack. This is 11 attacks up on 3s because of all that attack. Ooh, that was really good. And an attempt at... These are 3s to wound as well, with a mortal wound. So they have 6 regular saves because they have they're defensible.
4 ups.
So 3 fails, and then they have the mortal wound. So 4 ward saves. Oh, they die, but they strike out.
Explosions.
So I take another mortal wound. Yeah. All right, so they die. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And then 2 of my Graveyard die. And we were playing it like once one of my guys take out one of the walls, I go to the wall, but I'm not going to rob them of their attacks because they would all kind of happen at the same time. So these guys are going to be up on the wall technically, but the Paladors can attack them once. And like kind of whatever they kill are the dregs left on the bottom. Not that I have a whole lot left up here. There'll be a lot. They're going to attack whatever desperate few climb up at the end though. The Liberators are next, trying to put down this Terrorgeist. Going to make room for 1 more guy getting in there.
So 3s, 4s on the yellow dice, 3s on the green dice. The green dice is the big weapon.
Ooh. Rend on both of them, I assume?
Yep, 2 damage on the green die.
Alright, so the green die, if all the defense was 3 up, my 4 up on the green die is what I really need. Ooh, that's 2 damage. I need to make a ward. Oh! 1 wound. Nice.
Ooh.
Interesting. Alright, well that means I get to pick next. I have a whole lot to go with over here. I got like zombies and... I got these skeletons. Skeletons don't want to fight until the end though. They want to fight after everything else is resolved. So I'm going to go with... we'll go with the Vengorian Lord. Attacking the War Machine crew, the engineers. 4 attacks on the Nightmare Saber. We have a couple of hits because it's defensible. And a couple of wounds. And are they 3 up or 4 up? 4 up. Alright, so that's 2 damage.
Alright,
Which
6
is
ups.
Ward. So that's 2 damage so far. Gore-drenched Talons. We have a hit. And no wound. D6 attacks with the Impaling Talon. 5 of them. I think they hit on 3s and 3s, or are they 4s and 4s? 4s and 4s, so 5s and 4s. 2 wounds, no rend. 3 ups.
3 ups. They're good.
It's the 2 damage from the Nightmare Saber, bringing the War Machine crew down to 4.
And then the other guy won't be able to fight.
These are Fulminators?
Yeah, Fulminators.
Alright, we're going to try and take out some skeletons. Alright, 3s to hit with the Fulminators as they try and... I just want to show this attack off because they're going to kick the crap out of some skeletons here.
And then 3s.
So -2, no save, so I gotta do this 3 times for the amount of guy. Oh wait, I have no hero support. So it's just this times 3 that die, so it's 21 that die. Yeah, that's the unit. I only had 20 in the unit. They just charge in. I mean, that's why it was so important to reroll that charge with those guys, so now it gets them in the game. This is the beginning, well, there's a few things that were beginning of the end, but that just cleaves through that brick of skeletons. Oof, not great. My pick. Terrorgeist is going to, oh gosh, I don't even know. I'm gonna try and take out some of these Liberators. Terrorgeist is pretty much dead. He wants to take a bite of those Liberators though beforehand. If he kills these Liberators, he can heal D6 wounds, but he has to survive the Grimwrath Berserker's attack, so it's not likely he'll live. Okay, well, that was a bad roll all the same. If I was Yeah, it didn't matter if I was fleshy, of course. That's a wound at Ren 2, and they're all low defense, so just Ren 1 effectively.
And then shield, so force. Okay.
Oh, good, you hold. 2 skeletal claw attacks, 1 hit, no wound. Oof. Oh, we got the Questor, the Knight Questor here to take out the Felbats.
3s. Okay. 3s.
He only gets his reroll against important things. Rend of
1, 2 damage.
my ward saves. You kill 4 wounds worth, you kill 1 and wound another. Alright. I'm not going to bother fighting back where there's no point in fighting you. No, I hate rolling stupid attacks like that. Okay, we're going to go with the zombies who are going to fight up here. Potted them in a little bit, but they got 10 attacks. That's 2 mortal wounds. Ward saves?
Ward saves.
Ooh, and Blaze of Glory.
Blaze of Glory.
Ooh,
Okay.
that zombies start to outmaneuver them. Not like start to overwhelm them. They grab one and drag him down into the masses of them. Ooh, that means I get a zombie on a 2-up. Yay. Zombies in Age of Sigmar are infectious. And they're like a virus, I suppose. Not so much like the old fantasy ones. Yeah, it's at the end of the combat phase, but it's at it now. They can fight back. Managed to kill 1. Ugh. I said, why not? I'll do the bats. Actually chipped a wound off the knight. And then, I forgot about the Vanguard Paladors who caught the tail end of the graveyard before they went in.
Hitting on 2s because the Vigilators give them +1 to hit.
That's true, because of the stand and shoot.
And then wounding on 3s. And these are -1, 2 damage.
Or not even the stand and shoot, just you shot at them this turn, yeah?
Yes.
How much? And that's 5 ups, because of the shield. They fail all of them. And 6 damage. Got a 1 in there, I got a reroll. So that's 6 dead and 2 rerolls. 6 dead. There's 1 left. Let's see if the actual mounts themselves do it. They're quite good themselves in combat.
Hitting on 2s because of the +1. Wounding on 3s. And these are -2, 1 damage.
Does the 6s still do anything weird on them?
No.
Okay, I remember it used to be kind of weird. -2, 6 ups. And how much? 2 damage each?
1 damage each.
Oh, just 1. Still, I only have 1 left. So as they're climbing up, maybe 1 makes it up there as the rest are killed off the ladder. And then that 1 is just like, through too much damage sustained, crumbles to death. So the Graveyard actually dies as well as they take the wall. Blisk can try to take out the Terrorgeist, the crew.
3s. 3s. 1, -1.
Oh, we save it. I was gonna say, because I could picture it now. He's got his like hind legs perched up back there as he's chomping down there to defend the backside as he had to turn around. And then they just like cut out his legs to take him out. No, his armor protected him though. These guys have to attack the Vangorian Lord, but he's able to just fully defend himself with his martial prowess. At the end of the combat phase, the Grimwrath Berserker might fight again. Who gets the honor?
We'll try to lay low the Tyrant with the Liberators. 4 up. No.
I'll have the Grimwrath Berserker.
I think he might need a 2 up.
2 up for him, probably. Yes.
Okay.
So he gets to fight again with all-out attack on him.
2s. Good.
Yep, that's a damn good roll.
3s. 2.
5 ups. Fails both. That's 4 damage. And he goes down. He is infested. He does mortal wounds to everything nearby, but that shouldn't matter too much. But boom, they take a little bit of damage as his little infestation goes flying. But that Grimwrath Berserker takes down a trophy target. That should conclude the turn. A very, very solid turn 4. Defending the walls, absolutely pushing everything back, and then shoring up your defenses on the gate here. It would go to my turn 4, and however, it won't be very exciting. I think for now, I will be. I think the Vampire Lord is going to sound the retreat. Survival instincts are going to cut in. He's lived a very long time, and he's not willing to risk that for, in what is his lifespan, a very minor gain. So. If I had to run down what my turn would look like, he could fly over here out of spite and these guys would fall back and he could take out the knight, hold his ground here. And I actually think he on his own would hold this objective. And he'd force it so you'd have to like kill him, and he's pretty tough to kill.
Do you want to have a general off?
Sorry?
Do I have a general off?
It'd be a sad, like they'll fall back, he fly over, and he charge. That would be kind of it.
Vault members, don't forget we got more Age of Sigmar action in the MiniWarGaming Vault. If you check out the link below, it is going to be my Bonesplitterz, a slightly different list. Got a couple big monsters in it. Taking on my buddy Tom and his Nurgle. Now, if you're not a Vault member, you can still check out the link below anyways. Get yourself a 7-day free trial where you get to watch the game and everything else we have in the Vault. Everything we do, it's mostly done in pairs, so it's about twice as much content for you. Check it out. Turns out if you don't like it, you can also just cancel. That's how the free trial works. Now watch the post game.
This fight here would just last forever. These skeletons would have they could mount up here and then get a double turn and come down here, and then that would only help me get this area going more. But there's too many bodies with what you've cleared out over there, and I haven't broken through here, so you can kind of abandon this area. You could shore up with the Liberators, but then all of this could just be wave after wave after wave of holding it. And because they're Stormkeep defenders, or whatever it might be called, not the Silence of the Storm, but the other one.
Yeah, they're Stormkeep.
But they count as 3 models per for the objective, so you would just have so many models holding this one, and you'd be holding this one, that you would ultimately win the main objective. Now, it wasn't without effort from the Undead forces, because they did have a good show here. They had great opportunity to make it in and break through this defense, and we had some amazing cinematic moments. Two of my personal favorite things of this game, I'm sure people have different ones, was the zombie dragon making the move into the gate and then just trucking the gate, dude. Just absolutely rolling perfectly and destroying the gate in one go, kicking the doors open, and then just getting immediately volleyed down to death by everything on the wall, thus not being able to himself utilize it. And then what sucked after that was the turn order flipped, and you got the double turn, and I wasn't able to fully utilize that power to get in there. And then my main Blood Knight attacking force, I would have liked to be able to push in and fight you in the position you were in, and then hopefully grind through that with Riders of Ruin, but you were able to shore up your defenses more solidly here. And then the other part was the Vampiress ascending the wall here and essentially taking it on her own through some good form and good fighting, and then getting too ambitious and getting shot down by this. In one shot, one opportunity just took her out. That was my second favorite part of the game. Other than that, though, we have some cool walls destroyed, some walls well defended. The back here, I like the reinforcements showing up. We were pretty much always thinking about having them show up on turn 3, depending on how my movement and how much pacing I had over here. Yeah. And so it made sense for them to show up on turn 3, and then it was just the turn order that mattered, because them showing up made it closer to a 4,000 on 4,000 point game. But a lot of this could have been useless based on the turn order and what Kevin rolled for like those charges, right? Yeah. And then the other part of the special rule that I had, my meat grinder stuff never showed up. My general called for assistance from other parts of the battlefield, and nothing listened. Nothing showed. Not even one unit. Not even one thing. Because I would have liked to protect the Graveguard on that side. Yeah. Because if I could have protected the Graveguard, I could have actually had a reasonable chance to fight for this objective and this objective. The Graveguard, I could have got D3 back +3 with a cast. And then they would have come down, and they're actually pretty scary unit. Get Von Hell's off on them, maybe. That's not guaranteed. And then charge and fight. And then fighting for this over here. Ideally, the Terrorgeist would have done a little bit better to alleviate some of this. And then you'd have to commit, you have to decide what to commit to defend and take back this objective and to defend this objective, while this guy could have also pushed on this objective. So it was way close. It was very close. Ultimately, when it came down to the Terrorgeist, you dealt with the Terrorgeist nicely, and you got a good turn order swap to hold this off, and then charging the Vangorian Lord and them not dying was nice too, because now he's stuck in combat fighting on top of the walls, and I could greatly use him down here with the zombie dragon, but he's stuck up there too. So it was a great show for the Stormcast Eternals and their defense, and it was a great game too. That was a lot of fun. I liked the on-the-fly improvisation that we came up with some of the rules for this game too.
I really liked, I lost him, but I really liked when this guy flew up and just like kicked him off the wall, and so his brethren could eat some elf blood.
Oh, it just went up there, like challenged the elf to a duel. It wasn't much of a duel. He just like skewered the elf and threw her to the undead forces down below. I thought so too. What was another favorite moment?
It was really cool having like half the army off and then just like appearing. I felt like that was like, I thought that look was pretty cool, personally.
I like that they actually made the... I didn't think they were going to have... I thought the Paladors were going to have an impact because they're quite quick and they can get around. I didn't expect the Fulminator unit to make that boxcar charge. What a great forward to victory. And then just absolutely destroying the skeletons. It was like... It really showed like me under... Like I overcommitted to attacking the walls. He got a little too brazen. And he ordered a full attack on the wall when I could have had a little bit more of an organized defense back here if I had like a wizard or a character. Not that I don't think they would have lived, but if they had a character providing a save on them, and you made the right decision not to get within 9, so I didn't redeploy further back, and it all worked out really well. It was like a great, like a lot of cool things happened. Even though I didn't play with the Blood Knights or the Vargskir, they didn't make their charges. So, and if you didn't get the double turn on turn 3, I would have been in here, and then if that was a big roll too. That double turn on turn 3, that was a big pace changer, which is fine.
Also, my turn 4 was crazy.
Oh yeah, your turn 4 was perfect too.
It was like I was hitting, wounding well, did the single shots, like dealt a bunch of damage here, one shot that person. All the spears I threw into there were like peppering some good damage there. The shooting there, peppering some good damage there. Like even as you were coming in, like some of my like low minimal forces that were left at some of these parts were still doing some significantly good damage.
They were holding the line very well. Man, I like that he just got too arrogant, and he could have done well. I think I would have had one out of the 3 objectives. Because I think I got this guy into combat on turn 3. This would have been his turn 4 combat to ideally take this guy out. I'll roll it up quickly. Why not? We're both going to do all out attack, all out defense. I get D3 plus 3 attacks with his lance. So it'd be 6 attacks with the lance. As he desperately puts his shield up, I hit on 2s. And I wound on 3s. These are Ren 2. 4 at Ren 2, but you have a 2-up save?
2-up save, so 4 ups.
So 4 4-ups. That's 9. That's 12 damage.
12 damage? All right.
Let's do the casual 12 damage again.
All right. 6s.
And does he go? No, that's not bad. And a Blaze of Glory.
Blaze of Glory.
And he would do a mortal wound back, which I would heal D3 for killing a guy. It'd be kind of grim over here. He'd get skewered on the lance and maybe thrown up against the wall, and he'd go back up to the heavens. And then they would have to change their leadership up. But luckily, they have the Lord Aquilar and the Lord Arcanum to lead them properly after they lose their. I guess because their general's only a knight level character. They didn't have any lords here until these guys showed up.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. So that's another great showing for that. That was, oh man, what a great game. Thank you for the game. That was awesome. We came up with this idea yesterday when we were playing 40K. Because we're like, let's do something different for Age of Sigmar, right?
And I love this. It was awesome. Thank you for letting me utilize some of the studio, or 90% of the 99% studio models. I got my guys right here.
Yeah, you got your Paladors right there. Which I'm a big fan of the Vanguard stuff too. We've never had a proper collection, so it's always been kind of awkward to play it.
Yeah.
I tried it once, and I think their rules are actually rather solid.
Yeah.
With how fast they can be. It all depends on the enemy they're fighting against. So if they're fighting against like a weirdly elite army, I think that's where they shine. Because that elite army will commit somewhere. Like, no, we're just not going to be here anymore. Our whole army is going to focus on this one unit you have over here, charge them, and then we're going to disappear from there as you move again to jump everywhere else again. It's really cool.
So my game against Josh, I'm not sure when these are coming out, shows that perfectly.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice, yeah.
These guys and then Vanguard Hunters just like jumped around the table. Like, I think only one of them moved normally once in like 5 turns of movement.
That's what you'd hope. I would probably play them more if we had, I think, another unit or 2 of Vanguard Hunters, because we only have the 1 unit of 10. I think you only use 5 here. Yeah. Maybe I'll try it again out. You playing them made me. I just love the idea of like throwing spears as you move around and everything. Yeah, and like this isn't typically like a Vanguard thing, but it's got the Griff Charger, so it kind of makes me think it is. It's Thunderstrike, technically Thunderstrike armor, but it still kind of fits the theme of the army. I wouldn't mind one more of them too. They're kind of cool.
So I was saying this to Luka, like the reinforcement army, these guys would have to be separate. They couldn't be reinforced together. But if you're playing Hammers of Sigmar, that was a legal army because each of these would be battle line.
Yeah, they're all battle line, yeah.
And then the chickens and all that. And I'm a big fan of mounted armies, so like.
Oh, like so your army that showed up from reinforcements was a fully legal 2,000 point list.
Yes,
if they were separate.
Yes.
Yes, I see. Yes, understood. Because that'd be your 3 battle line because they're Hammers of Sigmar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Huh. Yeah, because you do all mounted. It'd be like a weird kind of fast, heavy, hard hitting. Would you play them with Scions of the Storm or Stormkeep Defenders for extra models?
Scions.
I guess they already count as 2 models.
Yeah, they already count as 2. And then Stormkeep doesn't actually give them anything, right? Because it's mostly Redeemer stuff that Stormkeep gets.
Yeah, I guess so. So you'd probably do Scions.
Scions, yeah.
If you really needed to. Yeah, that's cool.
I don't think either does a lot there for that army.
True. It's just I get the appeal to the mountain, and then these are a heck of a lot better in the new season of war because pretty much everything else is a Galician veteran, so they're all, you put them as bounty hunters, and then they're all +1 damage. So they're 4 damage on the charge or 2 damage like passive combat.
Yeah, 4 damage. Whew.
Just 4 damage on the charge, rend like 2 or something wild. Yeah. And then all their mounts are like the Griff Chargers. Their high rend attacks are all 2 damage each now too against Galician veterans.
Yeah.
So it actually is probably a pretty good build, which maybe I'll just try out randomly one day. Because I think when I first read the rules for the new season of war, I thought like, this is the infantry season. No, this is actually really the cavalry season.
Yes.
Yeah, so because they're all bounty hunters, you just make them all. I guess you can only do 1 bounty hunter battalion, but whatever. That's still like 3 very powerful units because you can just. reinforce those, and reinforce like whatever third you want to do, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, it's a little awkward. I would I don't like the current mission pack for that very reason, because it's like this is supposed to be the veteran one, and veterans have such a huge target on their head. Almost everyone wants, like, I don't want veterans. Get these veterans away from me.
I actually don't want my, like, you're better off making your battle line cavalry and making them bounty hunters.
I think
and then you make and then everything else in your army is just not a Galician veteran. You just try your best. It's just too dangerous to run them.
I don't know. I think I personally would want them to FAQ the hunters one to be like, I don't know, reroll hit rolls or something.
It's like, too powerful. I think it is a little bit too much, Because like I don't want to run zombies in my Soulblight list anymore. I don't mind running skeletons as long as I play them properly. I could technically do zombies properly too, but like these guys just pretty much, they have no save and they take double damage. So it's not ideal. It's not ideal in any way, shape, or form. So it's not really getting their points value. But hey, man, that's okay. Sometimes things aren't going to be good, I guess. I think the bounty hunter thing is a little too heavy-handed, but we'll see. We'll see what kind of effect it has right now. Because right now, I see every list I have. Like if I'm playing Soulblight Gravelords, that's 3 units of Blood Knights, all bounty hunters. Because the Nightmares have 3 attacks that are all 2 damage now, and it's pretty brutal. Yeah.
Maybe you could make it so like maybe mounts don't get the attack. So that way, if you like go into mounts, like a mounted battle line, those mounts are getting the benefit. So that's how they kind of like force you back into. Like the +1 damage doesn't apply to mount attacks.
Maybe that's something they could do too. That would be a step in the correct direction, I believe. For now, I haven't actually played too much of the new season. I played maybe 4 games. I've been playing a lot of Horus Heresy has just come out, right? There's a weird release where they came out with the Nephilim War pack, they came out with the new seasonal War for Age of Sigmar, and they came out with the new additional Horus Heresy. And I've been playing a lot of Lord of the Rings and Legion too. So I haven't actually had my focus has been very split on the game. So I don't have a great opinion on Age of Sigmar right now. Not in a negative way, but I like in an ignorant way. I don't really know much about the new season. But at a glance, cavalry seems way too powerful. But that's like a knee-jerk reaction. So we didn't play with any of that in this game, luckily, so we didn't have to really experience that. But yeah, it's just kind of weird to imagine, like, why would I bring, like, I have to really pick my infantry battle line very carefully because I just don't want them getting murdered, you know? Graveguard for Soulblight Gravelords are amazing because they're not Galician veterans, because they're not battle line. So they're a perfect, they're also a really good bounty hunter unit as well. And then, yeah, it's just this crazy target, like, bullseye you have on any Galician veteran unit.
Yeah, so
Well, go ahead, yeah.
In my game versus Josh, I did take Vanguard Hunters and made them count as 3 bodies. But in that case, they're literally just standing in the back, and then once things engage, they start teleporting around.
Yes.
They can't be the front line. And that's like so weird for battle line, saying they can't be the front line.
They can't be the front line, right? So I'm trying to think of, like, when I was building some lists for the new season of War, every list was, how do I fit in, like, what's the best bounty hunter unit this army has available to it? Okay, there's my 3 bounty hunter units. And then I tried to bring the cheapest, most worthless battle line to be my Galician veterans, and then just try and, like, cheat in as much good units as I can that won't become Galician veterans. Yeah, it's like a weird, like, you just don't want them in your list.
Yeah.
But you need them for some scoring, but it's just like, they're just going to die right away if you try and, you put them in the back, and then you try and do the Galician veteran scoring ones later in the game when there's not a lot that can hurt them still, after the bounty hunters are dealt with.
I was just thinking, what if they were to do the core battalion can only have 2 things, and you can only take the core battalion once. So your hunters are literally hunters.
I know last season you can only take those once. I assume you can only take them once in this season as well. I don't have the little book on me right now, though.
Sounds good.
I don't think either one of us do. I'm assuming you can only take it once, because you could only take 1 Hunters of the Heartland before, and you can only take 1 Alpha Beast pack before.
Okay.
So I assume the same in this case.
Oh, that's probably the case. That's my pen.
But that's still 3, like, you could have, like, 3 reinforced units of Blood Knights as that's over half your army is bounty hunters, right?
Yeah.
So that's still quite a bit. That's a pretty big, like, investment, but not that I would do that, but it's something you could do, I guess. Anyways, folks, taking up enough of your day. We got to tidy up still. Again, thank you, Kevin, for the amazing game. This was a nice change on Age of Sigmar, and it helped my mind escape the rigid confines of, like, the very tight rule set that it has, and you can kind of play outside of the box and have some fun. Because we were playing with, like, modified rules to, like, everything in the game here. Like when the Vanguard Paladors charged in, I had a rule where I was gonna auto go on the wall. I'm like, well, I can't do that because of them. So, like, I'll just make up a rule on the fly. And, like, you know what? It works.
Yes.
Just make stuff up on the fly, play whatever's fun for both of you, whatever feels right narratively. There's a lot of times where, like the war machine didn't want to fire down because like it didn't look like it could shoot, but like whatever. It's like whatever works, right? You just kind of figure out whatever makes you guys happy when you're playing, and I don't know, maybe you guys want to try and try a siege out, like just do like sections of walls, make them defensible, make some weird like ladder rules where everyone has a ladder, and then maybe make some ladders if you don't have some ladders, or go. Personally, could you pass me that middle ladder over there?
Yes.
Like if you guys, this is obviously from the Middle-earth Strategy Battle Game kit, but it's like it's very good for sieges because it's built to slot in your bases. It's now granted it's only made for like 25mm scale bases, so like the Lord of the Rings scale bases, but like they just like boop, so you can have like that. I don't know, like if it's important for you. I like it. It looks really cool when you have like the dudes climbing up the ladder. It just kind of looks neat, and they're on there pretty good.
Yeah. Otherwise, you have to do what we did over here, where like the scythe is like what's holding the zombie up.
The weapons are holding them onto it, but hey, it worked, right? The illusion is there of climbing up the wall. Anyways, folks, I'll let you get back to your day. I could ramble on forever here, as I already am, and I guess I'll text you. I'll see y'all next time for some Age of Sigmar action. Let me know what you guys think of the battle report down below. I know it's probably not for everyone because a lot of people like competitive Age of Sigmar. This was more of a narrative take on the game, and I'm sure a lot of you appreciate that as well. So it's hard to amuse everybody. Yeah. I guess happy wargaming.
Happy wargaming.